What's good, everyone? Welcome back to SUNDOS Communication, where we dive into the stories shaping our world. Today, April 26, 2025, we've got some heavy-hitting updates for you. First, we are heading to Nigeria, where local hunters are stepping up against banditry with a bold request to the federal government. And then, we've got a jaw-dropping scandal involving an Osun monarch and a pastor caught in a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme in the US. Buckle up because these stories are wild. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and let's get into the game. Start in Nigeria, where the fight against banditry is taking a turn, a very dramatic turn. For years, communities in Nigerian northern and central regions have been terrorized by armed bandits. We're talking kidnapping, village raids, and attack that has left thousands displaced and countless lives lost. The situation has been so dire that local vigilantes, particularly hunters, have become a frontline defense for many communities. But now, these hunters are saying enough is enough, and they are making a bold plea to the federal government for support, both physically and yes, spiritually. According to recent reports, hunters in affected regions are asking for federal backing to intensify their efforts against bandits. They are not just talking about guns and ammo though. These hunters are calling for resources to combine traditional warfare with spiritual practices, which they believe are critical to their success. In many Nigerian communities, spiritual warfare, ritual, prayers, and traditional ceremonies play a huge role in confronting threats. These hunters argue that bandits often use charm or mystical protection, and they need spiritual roots to counter them. It's a fascinating blend of the physical and metaphysical, rooted in cultural belief that has shaped these communities for generations. Now, why is this request such a big deal? Well, banditry have overwhelmed Nigerian security forces in recent years. The military and police are stretched thin, and bandits operate in vast, hard-to-reach forests, making it tough to crack them down. Hunters who know the terrain like the back of their hands have stepped in to fill the gap. They've tracked bandits through dense bushland, rescued kidnapped victims, and even taken down criminal hideouts. But they are doing this with limited resources. Think locally made rifles, machetes, and sometimes just sheer courage. The hunters' plea come at a time where banditry is evolving. Reports suggest bandits are now better armed, possible with weapons. The hunters are saying that they need vehicles, communication devices, and training to match such firepower. They also want legal recognition as a formal security outfit, which gives them the access to federal funding and protection under the law. Without this, they are risking their life as vigilantes, often without pay or medical support for injuries. On the spiritual side, the hunters are emphasizing the need for government-sanctioned rituals to boost morale and, in their view, weaken the bandits' own mystical defense. This may sound unusual to some, but in Nigeria, spiritual beliefs are deeply woven into the fabric of society. The hunters believe that combining these practices with modern tactics could turn the tide. As of today, April 26, 2025, there is no official word from the federal government on whether they will grant this request. President Tinubu's administration has promised to tackle insecurity, but critics says action have been low. Will the government see the hunters as a valuable ally, or will this plea get lost in bureaucracy? That is the question on everybody's mind. For now, these hunters are holding the line, risking it all to protect their community. What do you think? Should the government back them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's shift gear to a story that is straight out of a crime drama. In the USA, a Nigerian monarch and a pastor have just pleaded guilty to a massive COVID-19 relief fraud claim worth $4.2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. An Osun monarch Oba Joseph Oloyede, the Apetu of Ipetumodu, and Pastor Edward Oluwasami are facing prison time after scamming the US government. This scandal has shocked community on both sides of the Atlantic, and the details are wide. According to sources, Oba Oyelode, a US-based accountant, and Oluwasami, a pastor with business in Ohio, were arrested in 2024 after a federal investigation. Between 2020 and 2022, they used fake documents to apply for loan under the US COVID-19 relief program, like the Paycheck Protection Program and Economic Injury Disaster Loan. These programs were meant to help struggling business during the pandemic, but these two allegedly saw it as a cash grab. They created false tax record and wages statement to secure millions and then funneled the money into personal expenses, including a $221,880 property purchase and a $1 million transfer to a brokerage account. Oba Oloyede, who has been the Apetu since 2019, reportedly orchestrated the scheme through 6 companies, while Oluwasami used 3. The FBI caught wind of their activities, and by April 2024, both were indicted on 13 accounts, including wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. Prosecutor has already seized about $620,000 from Oluwasami's account, and they are going after more assets, including Oloyode's $130,000 home. Both men plead guilty this month, with sentencing set for July 2nd, 2025, before Judge Christopher Bokio in Ohio. What makes this case even crazier is the fallout in Ipedumodu, Osun State. Oba Oloyede has been missing from his community since March 2024, sparkling rumors. Some thought he was sick, others suspected foul play. Turns out he was in FBI's custody. His absence created chaos. Community leaders were left in the dark, and the palace he promised to rebuild after demolishing it remains in ruins. Residents are now demanding answers from Osun State government, with some calling for an investigation into the monarch's action. The scandal has also reignited debates about accountability for Nigerians' elites abroad. Oloyede and Oluwasami joins a list of high-profile Nigerians convicted of fraud in the US, raising questions about how these schemes keep happening. Was it greed, desperation, or something else? And what does this mean for Ipetumodu traditional leadership? This story is still unfolding, and we will keep you posted as sentencing approach. Let me know what you think about this one. It's a lot to unpack. That was a ride. From hunters battling bandits with gun and prayers to a monarch and pastor caught in a multi-million-dollar scam. This story shows how complex and unpredictable our world can be. Which one blew your mind the most? Drop a comment, like this video, and subscribe for more updates like this. Hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.